Hey guys, for some reason I'm doing a dubstep tutorial, and it's going to be more towards the very gritty, dirty, low, just basically stuff that your grandma wouldn't want to hear playing outside of your room. Um, I'm basically showing you the devil's music, and simply because I was inspired by two turkeys uh, singing dubstep on YouTube, and uh, I decided I would try. So here it is. Right. So this is my kick. I'm gonna be going through like the percussion stuff. I want it to be relatively short tutorial. So I'm gonna go right through this. So compressor is the first thing I added to the kick. So I put it at drums preset, because it works just fine. And it pretty much automatically makes it go to 0 decibels. And then I did a little bit of EQing. So there you go. Then I have close hi-hat, added some reverb because it's a little dry without it. Removed some of the lower section and boosted the high end. I have like additive percussion stuff, like this guy, a little bit of EQing there. Now I added some delay and reverb to this. That's how it initially sounds like. But with the delay, actually, what I did was see the time knob. Instead of just putting it like colon or 4:00 or 3:00, I put it 4:02, and that just makes it so it's like just off the beat. And some producers like that. I got this shaker, and I think this is my ride. It's the snaps. I put that on the offbeat. Just additive stuff, Cymbal, ride cymbal. Remove some of the low end, even though I probably didn't have to, and add some reverb as well, because it's a little dry without it. Add a bit of that, and then last but certainly not least, the snare. So you usually want a pretty powerful snare. I tend to notice that in dubstep the snare is basically just as powerful, if not more powerful, than the kick itself. So it's good to go with a sample that's already kind of pre-powerful without adding any type of EQing and stuff. Because I didn't really add too much to this. I boosted a bit of the high stuff, but I kind of removed some of the upper mid section because I didn't want it to sound like just white noise. Oh my goodness, why did I do that? Alright, well, something like this, wasn't it? Because, I don't know, I find it's hard on the ears when it's just like white noise. You know what I mean? So, now it's just a little bit brighter, and it's less annoying as well. So there you go. Trying to make it so it just hits 0 decibels. There we go. Alright, so there you go. So that's the percussion stuff. Let's make the beat. So I got it to go to 8 steps by just moving this to 8 up here on the top corner, step sequencer. Also, you want to make the swing go to 50% or 25, whatever you like. It just adds a little bit more realism and rhythm and groovy type of timing to the step sequencer. So it's a little bit more lifelike, which is probably what you want for this kind of percussion stuff. So it's in halftime, even though we're in 135 beats per minute. It's probably going to sound like we're going at like 60 something, 70. So it's just going to be kick, and the snare will go right here, and then another snare right there, and then we can add a kick somewhere in between or more. Doesn't really matter, but this is the generic beat. And you can add more if you want. I'm just going to keep it simple. It's good to have more than one sequence, by the way, as well. But just for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just make one generic loop. Now, you want to kind of be groovy with your little close hi-hats, because you tend to want to have this set the rhythm. I don't know, just something like that, whatever you like. And you can tell I'm just kind of layering all this stuff kind of randomly. So I want the snap to kind of be on the offbeat, so I'm just going to put it here. So I forgot to mention with the snare, what I have here is this reversed snare. It's basically the exact same thing as this right here, but just backwards. And I messed around with the out knob so that it wouldn't be so loud when it came in. So there you go. Also had this smaller snare, totally different sample, just to kind of go right before the snare right here. So it'd be like ta-dum instead of just like one. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna kind of mess around with that. You could add that to the piano roll if you wanted to. I'm just kind of too lazy to. So there you go. So you can kind of see what it looks like on the mixer. And there you go. Let's work on the bass now. So we're just going to have like this one thing on 3XOSC because you really don't need anything too complicated because we're going to be distorting it. So you want something pretty simple. So you can kind of manage that on 3XOSC. So you can kind of mess around what like waves you want. You can start with sine. I kind of like having sine, or triangle, sine like this. You could also try this guy right over here. But, you know, just mess around with the waves. I mean, I don't really think some people are just like, you have to have sine or else it doesn't work. But, like, that's not really true. So, yeah, I'm just making this so it's an octave lower. So it generally just sounds like that. And you can fine-tune it a bit if you want. No big deal if you do or not. Remove the attack on the LFO. So right now I'm in instrument properties. I'm in the volume. And just remove the attack so that the wobble is just always there, and make the amount go all the way to the right. You could kind of like turn it down a bit. I like having it all the way, and then messing around with the speed is really how fast it will wobble, which is something you want to consider. But you can just right click, hit set, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and I'm sure you guys all have seen this before. Okay, so what I want to do is I don't actually want this to be wobbling. I want this guy to be like just not wobbling at all. I think I also might make it so that the attack isn't actually right away. So remove the release there. So yeah, so there you go. Okay, so let's start distorting that right now. So I'm gonna link that to the mixer, and this is where your distortion plugins will have to come in, because unfortunately you can't, you know, come up with this very gritty sound without distortion. I like Homicide, that's my favorite one, but you don't really necessarily like absolutely need Homicide. There are other free plugins such as Bit Crush, Camel Crusher, Tile Bit Crusher, things like that. that you can work with that will also distort that stuff. So maybe I can link that in the description if necessary. I think Homicide is kind of all in one. It's just so great. So I'm gonna use that. So this is what we have. So add a little bit of pre-distortion. So I'm gonna solo this, the bottom area, because how Homicide works is band 1 is kind of like the bass area, band 2 is like mid, and band 3 and band 4 is kind of like high treble. So we're gonna distort the bass end now. So I'm gonna make that to, we could try many different things. I found that Jellyfish sounded alright. Believe it or not. I think it's actually where is that noise coming from? Oh my goodness. It's kind of doing this weird like fart at the end. That is so weird. Alright, anyway. So we're gonna bit crush that. Oh my god, I want that to stop right now. Anyway, so mess around with the distortion plugins until you find something that is acceptable and satisfactory. I also like to compress this. So let me make this so that it's an octave lower. There we go. So I'm just gonna do this kind of quick. I want this to be loud as well. No particular technique here. Alright, so now I'm going to EQ. Going to boost the lower end, of course. I tend to like to remove this stuff right here. I find that's kind of annoying and doesn't really have much oomph. Anyway, then you're gonna want to start cloning that, and make it so that the attack is back to normal. Like put the attack and everything where it used to be, and then you'll want to make the speed go to like 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. You want to have like 4 channels. Well, you don't actually necessarily have to. It's just a preference of mine to have like channel 1, let's say speed 1. 1 step, and then channel 2 speed 2 step, or something like that, where you can kind of separate all your channels or your bases for the wobble, so you don't necessarily have to or automate it. So like, let's say this is our first channel, then we set that to 1 step, and then this is our second channel, we'll set that to 2 steps, and then we'll make more channels, and etc. Right, so eventually you'll get something like this. Not like that. Not like that either. See, that's what I was able to come up with. I basically use all the same stuff I use here, like Jellyfish, Bit Crush. Added some reverb actually. I added a little too much. Pretty much similar EQ, kind of. Just boosted a lot of the low end. And also did something with the limiter where I like boosted the gain all the way to the top and then made a ceiling. So like I made kind of a brick wall effect thing where it went up to 0 decibels and it just sounds very full and loud and you should never do this unless you're making dubstep. You can see how much is actually cutting out from the actual bass itself. So it sounds very loud and annoying. And then, I got wobble 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, and you could make more if you wanted. Also made a pitch channel here, so that when it started, the pitch would go from an octave higher to normal. And I got pretty much the same drum beat here as well. So basically what I did, I had the first the first sound was that guy. He started it and on A, and then I made like another pattern where I had wobble 2 step, do this on F sharp for 4 bars, or that's just 1 bar, and came in later, and then I had, I think it was wobble 3 step, do this. I'm in the F sharp minor key, I believe. And you can mess around with the waveforms. I like doing that at the end when I'm bored, because you get kind of a different sound. So I'm gonna go now because my ears are bleeding, and hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. This was me making dubstep. Is this dubstep? Is this music? I don't know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and this was helpful. Talk to you guys later.